did the sports start coming in? Because like I said, you were 2 years young. We had a very sports-oriented class our senior year. And y'all had some good athletes in your class. And like you said, your class, if you look at some of the CEOs sprinkled around, they've done very well too. Y'all have had a lot of good physicians come out of your class. But when did sports started sneaking up? You became a sports fanatic.
Well, you know, my dad would always take us to the LSU games. My dad was not much of a Saints fan, but he was a big LSU fan. And some of my greatest memories are riding with Dad and my brothers to the LSU games in the 70s. And, you know, in high school, I played a lot of tennis, USTA tennis, and traveled in the circuit. I played baseball, basketball, and football growing up. But in my junior year, I blew out my shoulder and could no longer play athletics. In fact, I had to have surgery at Tulane as a senior in order to, by the Tulane team doctor, Dr. Haddad, to basically reconstruct my shoulder. And that was a difficult time because once I couldn't play anymore, I couldn't hunt, I couldn't lift up a gun, then you know what? I started to get in some trouble because you're not at practice, you're not doing anything positive, and something you love is taken away that you were doing 30 hours a week. And then when I got back into the martial arts in medical school and started training, you know, that realization that you're doing something positive, you're working with a group of people that have similar goals on a team. And you know, where I trained was a very difficult place to train. Master Glover in downtown in Canal Street, he would rightly call himself the father of black karate in New Orleans because he was African American and he would teach in all the inner city community centers, but he would have his dojo on Canal Street, so a lot of the people from the community centers would come, people from the French Quarter, people from the SWAT team members, and people off the street. And I would walk in there, a little medical student with my little white coat, and train with these guys. And at that point, especially for my children, I realized that organized sports is the greatest thing, especially if you have coaches that are great role models for your kids. Number two, it teaches teamwork, character, discipline. But also, there's no doubt that organized sports, or even the band, it teaches you to work hard, you pursue excellence, but you're reducing juvenile delinquency when your kids are doing something positive. If you know your kids are at practice every afternoon with high quality, high character people, then you know that's a continuation of their school day and they're not getting in trouble.